CJ here, Three Black Geeks, live at DC Black Film Festival, and I'm here with.
Jennifer Sharp, director, writer, in a great movie.
Cool. So you clearly pulled a swerve on some folks with this movie down the line. Was that always the plan from jump when you wrote this?
Yes. Which swerve are you talking about?
When it just switches over to
To,
like,
okay, yes. No, you know what?
where did this come from? Like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
It actually was not originally going to do that. So I originally wanted to do the movie of a black woman traveling through Mexico, and I wanted her to meet all these locals, and I wanted to use all the locals in the town.
Okay.
So that was my plan. But then as I started going, I realized I don't have the money to do it exactly how I want. I'm using all these locals that I think will be great, but they might not even show up, and they might be horrible, and it might be this random weird chaos. So I actually, while I was making it, I took 6 months to develop it, and then I was shooting. Like during that time, I thought, well, why don't I have a plan, a safety plan? That the whole thing is actually a script that's being commented on in LA. So I can shoot the whole Mexico part, and whatever goes wrong, I can comment by the agent. So if like somebody doesn't show up a second day and I have to turn it into a whole different person, the agent can be like, you have such a lack of continuity of your people. You're a horrible writer, like so. Like whatever went wrong, I was like, I'm gonna attack it. I'm gonna have the agents talk about it, and that's why it came up. It was actually literally my safety plan because I was taking so many risks, and then it turned into like the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like I said, the cinematographer said the best. Like it was shot very well and stuff. It's like this looks like this could be in theaters. Like what's going on? Like,
Right.
how does, but like I said, I think I talked to other filmmakers, and I felt like we've evolved at this point with technology to where 20 years ago it's like, no,
Yeah.
this is impossible. So I mean, from your perspective, how is it seeing with the way technology is developed, where you can just put a movie out
Yeah.
like right there on YouTube, right then and there for people?
Yeah, it's good and bad because I actually want this movie in movie theaters.
Oh yeah.
And so that's what I'm going for. And I think that it still takes a skill. Like you have to respect the art. But it is easy. I mean, like it is like you can edit it. Like I edited the movie myself and like I did it all in my living room. And the fact that you can do it is wonderful because it gives us a lot more control to tell our stories without needing approval and without needing more people. So, but you got to still do it well. Like, like that's my thing. Is it's like there's more access, but like take it seriously and like be professional about it and like get good people.
So the way you did the safety net as you applied it and stuff. So how did you go about kind of like describing it to the people that were part of that? Like what was their reaction to this?
They loved it. You know what was crazy is like I wrote the script in like 6 weeks.
I can tell.
I know.
mean, because sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah.
Like,
It
6
was,
weeks?
yeah, no, it just kind of started to flow. And I was like, it doesn't matter because I'm more of a director than a writer and I'm more of an editor than a writer.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know it's like my skeleton and I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to know what I want to shoot and I'm going to create it more in the editing and stuff. So I was just like, I'm going to do that. And so I didn't care so much about the script being perfect and everything. And I just did it. But then what happened is so I just wrote the script and I threw some things in, like, okay, here a white guy pops in, here a white guy pops in, like they say this is a Mexican, like all this stuff. So I did it, and then I started giving the script to people to try to get crew, and everybody loved the script. Like I've never had such a universally amazing reaction to a script, and I've spent a year writing a script. Like I've done the rewrite and the cards and the like rewrite class for 3 days and in the end, like some people like it, some people don't, and this script, like everybody is like, the script is amazing. So it's like maybe that's the key, is like don't spend so much time writing.
Yeah, I mean, before you started using the safety net, you wanted to kind of do this, like, I guess, romantic comedy type movie. Was there any like reservations to not go tropey with it and kind of do something like unique that maybe people haven't seen before?
Yes, and so my first feature film was a feature called I'm Through with White Girls, which is a romantic comedy and it's a black guy who's quirky, cerebral, comic books, skateboards. So I'm always into doing things different and showing things you haven't seen. And so I knew like a black woman traveling in Mexico you've never seen that in a movie. Never.
Unheard of.
Yeah. So you've never
You've
seen
heard
that.
people going to Mexico,
Yeah.
but
You never see it. Yeah. And you never see it. And so I'm like, I'm going to show a black woman traveling in Mexico. I'm going to show a Mexican love interest. And that right there is taking away from the tropes, and like so it's, yeah. And then I just wanted to like keep doing different things. And that's my style. Like I also like different people. Like, I have different body sizes, different body types. Like I just know, like, that's my style. I will never do anything exactly Hollywood, but I can comment on it,
Yeah, I mean, so with the way Hollywood has just slowly but surely start trying to get better and stuff. I mean, your miles are going to vary depending on the project and stuff. do you, from your perspective, like you said, you try to kind of do different body types, try to do different perspectives and things. Do you see that maybe catching on with maybe if people see what you're doing, like, okay, maybe we can show black women in this kind of like
Swimming.
environment that we never see before? Like you said, swimming. That's, I mean, that like because like I think people have the perspective of black women or just black people, period, and like, well, they're not going to do this. It's like, how do you know that? Like, I mean,
Yep.
yes.
And I think even black people have that perspective sometimes.
we
Like,
do.
yeah, we're so used to seeing it. It's like, I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to go swimming in the ocean. I'm not. But I think I'm actually also like, the more we see ourselves doing that, the more we're like, oh, I could do that. Like, it's okay if my hair looks messy for a day.
Yeah,
You're like,
that's, I mean, 'cause,
yeah.
I mean, I've seen my mom get in
Yeah,
the ocean and
exact-
get in
yeah.
stuff, so it's like,
Yeah.
it happens.
It
I've
happens.
seen
Like,
that.
we do it. So, yeah. I don't know. I hope it's going to catch on. Like, I am trying to change the industry and evolve the way we think. And I think that diversity is we need to evolve diversity. But right now, I don't see that change happening. Like, I see a lot of people talking about diversity.
It's not like clicking. Like
It's not, yeah, their idea of diversity is just bringing more ghetto movies and bringing more and keeping us separate and keeping us labeled. Like, so they're allowing more black filmmakers to come in and like they're trying to hire it. But what they're doing is they're doing like another barbershop or another, you know, and it's like, and those are fine movies, but it's like, that's how it keeps us in our cages. And, with this movie, I really want to do something different, and I want a different form of diversity, which is where actually we all can relate to each other as humans. I think we're ready for that as a human race, and I think there's a lot of people who want it. We will see with this movie.
Like, I mean, I like the fact that now we have so many choices.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like, oh, you don't have to watch Empire because there's Atlanta right there if you want to watch it.
Right.
But if you want to watch,
right,
yeah,
it's there.
Like, because before it felt as though you didn't have a choice, but it's like, I guess I gotta support it because it's black, and you know. And I feel now we've gotten, at least on the in terms of the programming, it's a lot diverse. But like you said, behind the scenes,
yeah,
it has to kind of like get better and stuff.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I'm trying to get this movie into theaters, so I've started talking to distributors, and I'm getting though a lot of the same things that you see in my movie from the distributors, where it's like people aren't going to buy this because you don't have this.
Bloomhouse, A24.
Right.
Like, yeah, pretty, like,
I know. Yep. That's what I know. I'm trying to get a meeting with A24 because I'm like, they do, you know, they seem to get that thing, and it's like the marketing, and I have a whole marketing plan. Like, I'm like, I just need a meeting. But as somebody who is at a distribution house very similar to A24, I got the movie to them. Okay. And he basically had some reasons. He's like, yeah, there's no celebrities, extensive use of a foreign language. And he's like listing all this stuff, which is why they wouldn't pick it up and why it wouldn't do well. Yeah. And I don't agree. So, but
it varies from person to person sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'll do that. It's like,
yeah. And he called it like extensive use of a foreign language, but there's 5 minutes of Spanish in this movie. The rest is in English.
I say this as a person that watches a lot of Hong Kong, Japanese martial arts films, and like I don't mind subtitles.
You get used to it. It's not a big deal. You get used to it.
Yeah, it's a natural thing, but that's for 5 minutes, not an hour and a half.
Exactly. And I'm like, really? And I think that's how we challenge ourselves to evolve and be smarter. And like, do we really want to keep our American audiences like that stupid that we just can't watch 5 minutes of subtitles?
We can watch anime.
Yeah.
And that's
like that's not. It's like to me that's not acceptable. And if it's true, then they need to start watching. They need to start hearing other languages more often.
Gotcha.
We need to we have that responsibility to put that in front of people.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, Americans don't like subtitles, so I won't do subtitles. I'll be like, no, Americans don't like subtitles, so we're going to force them to start hearing languages.
Gotcha.
I say that about the title. I'm like, Una Great Movie is me forcing Americans to speak Spanish, because when they say the title, they're saying Una, one word at a time.
Yeah.
One word at a time. I got you speaking Spanish.
Done.
I got you.
But thank you for taking time to us, because like I said, the movie was great watching it. And like I said, when he was kind of captioned about the cinematography, I was like, yeah, it actually was really good, like the actual movie and stuff. So that's something that kind of captures your eye immediately, like off the break. So
thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah.
CJ out.